Hi, this is Kevin Thomas, and welcome to the At Home Film Festival. This is my birthday month, and I thought, what better way to celebrate it than with you? And instead of showing you movies about birthdays, I did that 2 years ago, I realized there's a lot of great talent born in the month of January, and many of them I actually have met and know. So I thought rather than showing, movies with cakes and birthdays and turning 30, 60, 40, whatever, I'm going to salute friends in the industry who are celebrating their birthday. So let's put a spotlight on them. So let's take it away now. Happy birthday, all. First, we have Billy Clift. Oh, happy birthday, Billy. So Billy Clift has movie star good looks, and he's related to Montgomery Clift. But Billy Clift is really an icon in the gay community in filmmaking because he could take any size budget and turn it into glorious wonder and beauty. So Billy Clift, I have interviewed, I've met. He could write, direct, edit, do cinematography. I think he was once craftsperson. He is so talented. It would be so easy for me to go to Billy's campy movies like Baby Jane or Hush Up Sweet Charlotte, which you could find on Here TV. I love those movies. And he's working on yet another one, another campy classic of Bette Davis's. He's doing Dead Ringer. He's looking for a little more funding, so if you happen to want to invest in a movie, write to me privately. But it's very easy for me to find these Billy Clift campy gay movies, super easy. So let's go a little deeper, because Billy has been doing documentaries lately. He's been doing some great dramatic short films. The awards keep piling up. But let's take a look at his latest work, shall we? Billy's latest movie called Jack, which you could find on Here TV, is quite a gripping film, and it's still playing at film festivals. It's about a young man from Michigan who gets thrown out of his house by his parents because he's gay. So he goes to LA, which he wanted to anyway, because he wants to be an actor. But everybody takes advantage of him. The poor guy in LA meets so many ne'er-do-wells, I love to use that word, and people that just want him for his body and his sex and his money and anything he has. Rob him. Sometimes he meets sensitive people, but yet because he's so scarred by these others, he can't see when a real hand is being offered to him in kindness. Billy brings along a few of his regular actors like Mel England and Terry Ray, who are also remarkable in this film. You must catch this. You got to get here to watch it. I promise you'll enjoy it. Another local legend whose birthday is this month. Happy birthday, Darcy Drollinger. Darcy is so amazing. He owns a nightclub that is winning awards. Early in the evening, it's like an off-Broadway theater. Then later, it's a club where the theme has famous drag queens come, famous bears come. Everybody comes to Oasis. And I am so lucky that I've been there many times to see these off-Broadway shows. So Darcy is a writer, director, actor, everything you can imagine. And some of the fun shows they do at Oasis are like drag spoofs of like Sex and the City. Darcy's also involved in the Golden Girls Live, which has become a San Francisco tradition. And that show is so popular and so big that they can't even do it at the SF Oasis. They have to do it at a different theater. But Darcy has done so many great things, and one of them has become a movie that you could watch on Hulu. So let's take a look at that film, shall we? Your campy life cannot be complete without seeing Shit and Champagne on Hulu. This is a tour de force of acting comedy with the greatest San Francisco troupe of actors you will ever find. Darcy plays a kind of stripper who kind of gets involved in the underworld where they're having white slavery at Malwart. The cast is amazing. They're all wonderful. Matthew Martin, who's in those Billy Clift movies too, is great in everything he does, and he's so wonderful in this. And Darcy has cast a lot of her regulars from the Bay Area in this. There's Adam Roy and James Arthur and Manny Canary and Nancy French. But this, besides Matthew and Darcy being, oh, don't forget, we got Alaska Thunderfuck. I forgot about her. But oh my God, this also has an amazing performance by Stephen LeMay, who is funny in all the shows. There's Stephen, who's funny in all the things that she does with Darcy. And here she plays Darcy's character's half-sister or cousin, I think, who's a calf model. A calf model. So there she is. You have to watch this on Hulu. I'm sure we all have it. This is just part of the greatness of Darcy Drollinger. Darcy is also so creative that he has a link on his website to get your own streaming channel for SF Oasis to see many of the live shows that they've done over the years that they've filmed. This came about during the pandemic. I thought it was a smart move because if you can't always come to San Francisco and see great live shows, you could watch them at home, stream them. So Darcy, thank you for all the gifts you've given us and happy birthday. Oh, there's Matthew Martin. We must also talk about Joshua Grinnell, whose birthday is also in January. Joshua is also known as Peaches Christ. He is so funny. For years, he has hosted a midnight movie series, which now he does earlier in the day and kind of one-offs, not every summer. But anyway, back in the day, he would screen the cult classics we all love, whether it's Xanadu, Mommy Dearest, Beyond the Valley of the Dolls. And they were wonderful. He often did a reenactment of them or just did a Q&A with them. His biggest hit of all time was Showgirls, which he did almost every single summer when he did his midnight movie series. Later, Joshua met up with John Waters, who I would say he's become a protege of John Waters. And Joshua wrote a script years ago called All About Evil. That movie had like the fingerprints of John Waters on it. He must have read it and gave Joshua some tips. But Joshua has always been super funny, very creative. And so I'm so happy that All About Evil is available for you to watch. And let's take a look at it now. Oh my God, let's talk about All About Evil, which you could find on AMC Plus right now. So Natasha Lyonne there, she plays a shy girl who ends up inheriting a movie theater co-owned by her father's new wife. Well, the father dies, leaves them the theater, and oh, as you see there, she can't take it anymore, so she kills her stepmother and accidentally screens it in the theater. I'm not giving away a lot. This is the preview, so don't get mad at me for giving away a lot. And all of a sudden, the theater becomes popular because it's like now screening snuff films. And her confidence builds because people are loving her and this movie. As you see there, she's no longer the shy, timid girl named Deborah Tennis. Now she's Deborah Tenise, and she's ruling the world, bringing along with her Cassandra Peterson, who some of you know as Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, Thomas Dekker. Oh, this is a great film. And you, if you don't have AMC Plus, get it right now because this will be worth the price of that. I guarantee it. Oh, there she's making her stuff movies. You go, Natasha. Kill them all. And happy birthday, Joshua. Now we're up to Sebastian LaCause, who also enjoys a January birthday. Sebastian's latest production, Disciple, is available on Here TV, and it's a short film, but it's long on talent, long on memory. So Sebastian plays a priest who's helping a young group of people in a support group, but he has his own demons himself. People don't realize you could be a priest and still have trauma that you haven't overcome. Everybody could use a hand, and he desperately needs one. He's torn. He tries to help people, but he needs to help himself first. Sebastian wrote, directed it, probably edited, stars. It's wonderful in this short film, and you must watch it and support his arts. Let's take a step back and review Sebastian LaCause, because many of you are saying, I don't know who he is. We do know who he is because he is a writer, director, singer, dancer, actor. I think he's done craft service. He started off in our minds and our career and people that follow the arts. He was Rocky and the revival of the Rocky Horror Show on Broadway. And in movies, he was one of the dancers in Showgirls and in Chicago. His career in big films never took off like it really should have, but he's a great talent. So he's actually the first actor that or the first director or writer producer that I could think of that did a web series. Like this show, Hustling, it came out several years ago. It had 3 seasons. It won many awards. And this is the first time I remember on YouTube, which is where you could find Hustling, you could find a show of quality with great cinematography, editing, all of the talent you would need to make a feature film. Unlike most YouTube videos, like even my own, where I'm standing in my own living room with a Ring camera, this had high quality production, and Sebastian had a great eye for making quality. And interesting, the show Hustling, which I loved, almost mirrors his life in a tiny way. His character plays a prostitute or male hustler, which is not Sebastian, But he tries to reinvent himself as a chef, but too many people remember his looks and think of his beauty and his sexuality instead of who he is inside. So we all need to think of who Sebastian LaCause is inside and celebrate his work and wish him a happy birthday because he's very talented. And he also has been in so many other web series that I've caught over the years. Great work, Sebastian. And don't forget, people, he has a podcast now too called Chasing Happy. Look it up. Happy birthday, Sebs. Another movie that has a place in my heart is Love or Whatever. I think it's one of the very first film festival movies I reviewed. And you could rent it, by the way, for a few dollars on Amazon Prime. This movie, written by Dennis Bush. Happy birthday, Dennis. I don't have a lot of extra movies and stuff from Dennis Bush because he's more of a playwright. He's done tons of plays that have been across the country. They're now being licensed for other people to do because he's a great writer. And this movie is a definite example of his talents. So in Love or Whatever, we have a couple that seems happy, and right before they get engaged, one finds out the other one is cheating, and actually with a woman. So his boyfriend is left to his own devices to try to find a new boyfriend, and he meets another hot guy. This, by the way, is the ex, is not the new hot guy. And he judges the book by his cover. He thinks once again he's going to get a pretty boy, and they're just going to take advantage of him, use him, even though it'd be good sex, but he wants something more serious. So this movie helps us realize that not all pretty boys just want your money. They may want to fall in love and have a partner and be part of your world. My God, it's like the Little Mermaid, part of your world. Anyway, I digress. Really well written, very funny. I enjoyed it immensely. Dennis Bush, happy birthday to you. When I first discovered Jason Stuart, happy birthday, Jason, I wasn't a fan. Don't tell Jason. Only because his characters were so annoying. I realized he's just a great actor because after seeing a few annoying characters, he often plays the annoying friend or the workmate that just irritates you and is just naggy. But then, oh my God, I've seen his dramatic side too, where he was in Birth of a Nation, so mean to people. Then he was super sensitive in Hush Up, Sweet Charlotte, the Billy Clift movie. So I realized, oh my God, Jason Stewart, who's known as a legendary comedian, is also a good actor and very diverse. Looking at little various scenes from all the stuff he's done, and he's just wonderful in everything. And he currently has a wonderful, wonderful web series, which I've screened in Palm Springs. So if you want to see award-winning greatness, watch Smothered. It's on YouTube. And come back to Palm Springs sometime, because I bet you'll do it again. It's so good. So Jason, keep making new seasons so I could screen it. But the real movie I want to introduce you to of all of his great stuff, I love Bear City 2. He's so good. That's one of his naggy roles where he annoyed me, but on purpose because he's supposed to. But let's take a look at one of his first award-nominated performances, okay? So if we want to go back to Jason's early work, there he is, and his first nomination for acting, it's the movie Coffee Date, which you could find for a few dollars to rent. Very funny movie from the filmmaker I really enjoy, Stuart Wade. It's about a straight man whose brother fixes him up on a date, and his date has a name that could be, you know, like Pat, I think it was Jamie. And the date is Wilson Cruz. So I, of course, would want to go out with Wilson Cruz. But his brother's straight, that's the problem. So, of course, now everyone's thinking he's gay and not straight. And so his mother wants to do an intervention, who's Sally Kirkland. His brother, Jonathan Silverman, wants to do an intervention. He's thinking, oh, why does everybody not think I'm gay? Very, very funny. Jason, of course, is a scene stealer as the workmate. Love him in this as well as everything he does. So, Jason, let's look at your roots and watch this old classic, Coffee Date. Last but not least, we have Tarantino, whose birthday is also this month. He's only made 2 feature films, and they're both wonderful because he really takes a painstaking process to make his films. First, he did Elliot Loves, which that's actually how I met him, because that played at the Frameline Film Festival, and I really enjoyed it because it was really a good movie. It had great acting. It also had animation. It was one of the first big multimedia movies that I've seen, and I like the way he mixed the two of them together. You know, story about a young man coming out and having troubles with his family, and a lot of flashbacks. Oh, so good. But as years gone by, where has Tarantino been? he hasn't made a lot of movies. I personally know him, and I know he spent a lot of time. I'm going to call him the hit doctor of television. He has worked uncredited on many TV series that just needed a little tightening or a little punch, and he helped them along. So he is a great craftsman. I enjoy him so much and his movies. Let's take a look at his latest film, which you could find right now. It's a hot ticket on Amazon Prime. Oh, wow. Waking Up Dead, which is getting great reviews, and it's played at film festivals recently. It's very new and current. It's about a hot Latino actor, as we see there, who can't get the roles. Everyone mixes him up as a other Latino actor because apparently all Latino actors look the same. So he actually decides to kill himself. It's a comedy. And while he's hanging there, he gets the call that he's up for a big part and a callback. Oh, this is really a great movie to show the narcissism of an actor because he is so self-centered. The whole cast is wonderful, especially, I must say, Tracy Lords. If you don't know her, look her up, but she is so funny and her timing is so great that if smaller films were up for Oscars, I would think Tracy Lords should be a contender. But awards aren't everything. This has won many, just not Oscars. But thank you, Tarantino, for great movies and helping other shows that we may not have known your contribution, but we could feel it in our hearts. Happy birthday again. Bye-bye. It seems about time we need to blow out those birthday candles because that's the end of the show. Please enjoy these 7 birthday artists that I admire so much. Support their arts. Support all arts, especially smaller independent films. Currently at the box office, the only ones that seem to be making money are the giant action films or horror. If we need to keep movies in the theater, which they all should start at, we need to go to them at the theater and watch them. Until next week, I would love to hear, did I miss a birthday person that you love? I did ignore the big famous ones like Kevin Costner and Faye Dunaway, but I'd love to hear from you in comments below. Please like my video. I've been doing well with likes. And of course, share and subscribe. I will see you next week, and I look forward to it. And by then, I should have had a birthday cake.